According to the latest FBI's Internet Crime Report, Americans over the age of 60 lost $1.7 billion to fraud in 2021. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Sally Westlake, and I'm the Targeted Outreach Specialist for a state agency called Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. Today, my program, we're going to talk about how you can protect yourself from financial fraud and from becoming the next victim. What can you do? So we're going to start off here with a disclosure that I have to read out loud. It's going to take me a second here. Basically, all right, so important information about this presentation. The views and opinions expressed in this presentation are those of the presenter. They do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the DFPI. The presentation is for educational and informational purposes only. This is not financial advice and does not replace independent or professional judgment. The DFPI does not assume responsibility for the completeness of the information presented in this presentation. If you need more information, please visit our website or email us at outreach@dfpi.ca.gov. So, you know the fine print, okay, that you see on like even TV commercials? That was it. So thank you for your patience. If you remember anything from my presentation today, this is it. Stop, look, and think. Before you click, before you tap, before you send these scammers money, I want you to stop, think for a minute, right? Before you decide to click on that, you know, because it looks so real, it's urgent. So before you click or tap, I want to make sure you stop, look, and think. So who are we? Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. We used to be called Department of Business Oversight. We are a state agency. We are a consumer protection agency. We regulate, license, and oversee the financial service industry. That means all the financial institutions, financial professionals, and financial products. All that's sold in the state of California have to be basically licensed, overseen by us. So a complete list can be found in this little pamphlet, which is in your bag, in the blue bag. That blue bag is from me. It has our website, our toll-free number, all the information that you need. So here's a partial list. So we regulate, license, and oversee California chartered banks and credit unions, your investment advisors, your money transmitters, which include Western Union, and even your cash apps like Venmo and Zelle. So I mentioned investment advisors. Oh, and your credit reporting agencies, your debt collectors, and the PACE administrators, right? Stephanie mentioned PACE loans when it comes to solar. We actually regulate the administrators. So anything to do with financial. Hopefully you can resolve your issue directly with the institution or the professional, but when you can't, please give us a call and submit a complaint. If somebody's approaching you with a new product, a new investment idea, they want to sell you something and you're like, not quite sure, go ahead and give us a call. We'll tell you, hey, that sounds like a scam. Is it sold? Is it licensed in the state of California? Right? So please use our resources. So what do? We promote consumer awareness. We do educational presentations like this. We have a great booklet called Protect Yourself from Fraud, and a copy of that is also in your bag. It will talk about some of the scams that I'm going to tell you about today, plus more. And in the back of that book is a great resource guide. It has state, federal agencies that you can also turn to for help. It'll also walk you through on how to file, how to get your credit report from the 3 credit reporting agencies and more. And if you know of another organization that would like a presentation like we're doing today, please give us a call. You can email us at outreach.ca.gov. And booklets, if you need more, maybe to send to your friends or to your neighbors' organization, they're free. Just give us a call and you can order it. All right, so methods of contact that these scammers use. 3 major, there's more than these 3, but here's 3 of the major methods of contact. Vishing, phishing, and smishing. So vishing is when they call you and leave you a voicemail. Okay, that's one way. Phishing, that's the old way. Everybody heard of phishing, right? Everybody's seen pictures of it. It comes through your computer via emails. Then there's also now smishing, which is, okay, text messages, SMS, instant messaging on your cell phones. Another way these scammers are, another technological way, advanced way for these scammers to reach our vulnerable seniors out there. So what are you not going to do? You are not going to respond, okay, to any of these attempts by these scammers to contact you. We'll talk more about that. Here are some examples, okay, of some scams. Some vishing, that's a vishing right there. You can see the cell phone with the unknown caller. So unfortunately, in this day and age, you cannot answer your phone. It's not safe to answer your phone because you don't know who's on the other line, right? It's 99% a scammer. If you don't recognize the number, it says unknown caller, or your cell phone says spam likely, spam risk, right? You really probably shouldn't answer the phone because you just don't know, right? Let it go into voicemail. Let them leave a message. If it's a family member, if it's a long-lost friend, they will leave you a message and they will understand if you have to call them back, right? But now here's the tricky thing. If it says, let's say the IRS, or unknown, if it says the IRS, Social Security Administration, you answer the phone, it's not 100% guaranteed. It's really the IRS on the phone. Because these scammers use something called spoofing. What they're doing, spoofing, okay? And this is a way they can make any phone number that they're calling from look like a different number, okay? That's spoofing. So even if it says the IRS, unless you requested a government agency to call you, the IRS isn't going to call you. Government agencies just do not reach out. They do not call. They do not have an outreach program, okay? They do not call you. They will send you something in writing. So let's look at this blue box here. It says your bank, and they want to know if you try to send a Zelle payment. Okay, very big fraud. It says $5,000 here, but it can be as small as $35. What's important to note is if you didn't do this, right? If you didn't ask for this text, you are not going to respond yes for Y, N for no. You are not going to respond, oh, you made a mistake, I don't have a Suncoast account. You are not going to engage. You are just going to delete, delete, delete. That's it. If you really do have that bank account and you think, wait a minute, okay, this isn't right, you are not going to click on any links. You are not going to use the phone number that's on there because you really don't know who it's coming from. You're actually going to go to the source. Call the bank with the real phone number from the back of your ATM card, from your bank statement. Google, go visit your local branch if you need to, and confirm if there really is an issue. Same thing on the other side. Well, I know it's hard to read, right? Which one is this one? Your credit card has been temporarily blocked, okay? And then usually people get scared, okay? They call that phone number. You don't know who's on the other end of that phone call. And the minute you respond, you will get a scammer calling you. They've got your phone number because they just texted you and you just responded, right? And they're thinking, the scammers are thinking, oh, we have a live one. Okay, we have someone who has time. We have someone who wants to engage. Okay, and the last thing you want to do is engage with the scammer because they're so good at what they do. Within 5-10 minutes, they're going to be your best friend. They know about your favorite grandson, Tommy. They know that you have a poodle named Joe, right? They know you're going on vacation next week and that you've been thinking about solar. 10 minutes, okay? So what are you going to do? You're going to hang up that phone. First of all, you're not going to engage. But if you happen to get on the call with an unsolicited caller, someone trying to sell you something, pitch you something, you are going to hang up. Okay? You don't have to be nice about it. Just say no. Like Stephanie said, that's a sentence. You're just going to say no and hang up the phone. That's it. Okay? And here is an old email. Bank of America. The logo looks real. The font of Bank of America looks pretty good. But what you're going to look at is who it's from, the actual email address, the return email. It shouldn't come from a Comcast email. It shouldn't come from Gmail, okay, xyz234gmail.com. It should be coming from a reputable business, right? Like Bank of America, Amazon. It shouldn't be this type of email address. It shouldn't come to undisclosed recipients. It shouldn't say dear member, right? Unless it's a notice that, oh, our bank's going to be closed on Monday, right? It shouldn't have links. If it has a link, what you're going to do is take your mouse and hover over it and make sure that it doesn't read something like that. Okay? bit.ly.com, okay, gmail.com, and this type of website. It should actually read that same URL address as Bank of America. So that's what you're going to check. Before you click on any links, right, you're going to hover over any links, okay? But we tell our seniors, and we tell Americans, do not open any attachments unless you know who the sender is. Do not click on any links. But guess what? We still do it, okay? When I get emails like this, I have to double check. I go, wait a minute, okay? And I start scrolling line by line. Is this real? Because they make it look so good, right? And so I'm telling you, there's people that still fall for it. You don't have to be embarrassed about it, okay? Because people still fall for it, and that's why the scammers continue to do it. So let's talk about some trending frauds and scams. Government and business imposters. A lot of people claiming to be the government. IRS, Social Security Administration, Medicare, right? Again, government agencies do not call you. They do not leave you messages, and they definitely do not threaten you, right? Has anybody gotten a call that says, hi, Mrs. Jones, this is the IRS. We noticed that you didn't pay your 2021 taxes. You owe $2,500, and if you do not make your payment today, by 5 o'clock, we are going to go ahead and issue a warrant for your arrest, and the marshals will be at your door at 5:05. Okay, government agencies do not threaten you. They do not take your payment over the phone. And they definitely do not tell you that they're going to go arrest you, issue a warrant, and give you a heads up so that you can leave, right? So that you can run away. Who does that, right? If it's a government agency that's trying to contact you, they will do it in writing. Okay? So unless you ask them to call you, okay, they are not calling you out of the blue. Same thing. It can have business imposters, whether it's a utility company, your water company, saying that they're going to disconnect your water today unless you pay us over the phone right now. And you're like, what? Wait, you can't disconnect my water? And then they claim hefty fees, reconnection fees. They are trying to get obviously, your personal identifying information as well as your bank account information over the phone. Financial institutions, again, people claiming to be Wells Fargo, okay, other financial institutions. You really, again, don't know who's calling you. So you got to be careful. One of the biggest frauds going on right now scammers are using Amazon name. Because everybody knows the name, right? So you think it's real. When you get a text message from Amazon, when you get an email from Amazon that says, hey, we see a fraud, something's wrong, did you try to make this purchase at $35? Okay? And by the way, the FTC is suing Amazon right now because it's found that they made it so difficult for when somebody tries to check out of their Amazon website that they try to get you to join their membership. Okay, in order to check out, they can't find a place where they try to check out without being a member. And then once you become a member, it makes it so difficult for you to discontinue your membership. Okay, so that's two different sides. Okay, Amazon's got their own issues, but then we've got all these scammers using Amazon's name to be an imposter. Right? Credit debit card purchases. Use your debit card, great. Okay, fantastic. But when you swipe it, and the first thing that pops up says, enter your PIN number. You don't have to. Nope. You just press enter. Yep, the green button. Okay, 99% of the time. We want you to bypass that debit transaction option and make it go through it as a credit card purchase. That means nothing to you. You are not paying any higher fees. The money is still coming out of your checking account as if it was a debit purchase versus a credit card purchase. The difference is for the retailer. Usually, they're paying a higher fee to Visa and MasterCard to collect the money from your bank account versus a debit transaction. Okay? It's more safety if there's a skimmer, if there's something wrong with that machine, in order for you to not enter your PIN number. So that's what we're trying to get you to do, is don't enter your PIN number when you do not have to, which should be at almost every retailer out there. Debt collectors. Under the law, we are now the regulator. Under the law, they can only call you, but they can't threaten you. They can notify you, okay, of existing debt. What you have the right to do is get their information and say, send it to me in writing. Tell me who I owe money to and why, for what it is, right? And then you hang up. That's it. Okay, you do not have to talk to them. Say, send it to me in writing. Let's see, what do we got? Tech support scams. Still, people are getting, okay, tech support scams where the pop-up, okay, it comes out on your screen when you're on there and you're on Facebook and you're having a good time, right? Okay, looking at all the pictures, and then this pop-up ad comes up, and it's loud, and it says your computer has been infected with the virus. Okay, call this toll-free number right now, and for $399.99, we'll go ahead and help you. Okay. A lot of people, they can't close it. They're like, I don't know what to do. This must be real because I can't remove it. I can't get out of it. Nope, that's a scam. All you have to do is reset the computer. If you can't do that, unplug it. It's happened to my dad. He's calling me all panicked. Okay, he doesn't know what to do. He can't close it out. The volume's going on loud, and my dad's deaf in 1 ear, so he's playing it really loud. He's playing for it, over the phone for me. I'm like, Dad, you can't close it? Okay, just plug it, unplug your computer. He's all, what? Pull the plug, okay? Close out the power, and then I'll help you reset it. But you can go ahead, usually about after a few minutes, plug in your computer, and it should be fine, okay? Again, those are scams, pop-up tech scams. Talk to an APS coordinator, okay, Adult Protective Services intake person out in Santa Barbara a couple weeks ago. Senior person went into the bank and withdrew $100,000 so she could give it to tech support scam. Now remember, it didn't start with somebody asking for $100,000, right? It started with the $399.99 special, okay? But once they got her hooked in, they said, oh, well, give us control over your computer. I can help you clear it, okay? And then they say, oh, no, your entire hardware, everything is, okay? You got a malware on here now, and in order for us to clear it for you. And so eventually, the little old lady went to the bank and withdrew $100,000. Okay, so it happens. So romance scams, we all want to be in love, okay? She winced. So I don't know about that. That's another conversation. But let's talk about romance scams, okay? You can be on dating apps. You can be on social media websites. That's great. But just let your instincts kick in. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, right? And these scammers, before they target you on some of these dating websites, they do their research. This is not one of those robocalls. They randomly, okay, phishing email. They send out hundreds of thousands of emails or phone calls. This is, they know your cat's name. They know you like to go for long walks at night. They know your daughter lives in South Carolina and that you live alone because they've been all over social media. They've researched you, right? And then it starts with catfishing where they put a, handsome man's picture. Not too handsome because then it looks fake, right? So it's got to be good but not too good. So we want you to be careful. We want you to know that romance scams exist, and you really should talk to your friends about it. Okay? If the person supposedly online starts to tell you, oh, don't tell your friends, don't tell your family about us yet. It's too young, it's too new. Okay? That's what you got to watch out for. Grandparent scam. Okay, happens all the time. You get a call. Not 10 o'clock in the morning when you're wide awake. It's usually coming at 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night when you're tired, when you're ready for bed. And they start to say, Grandma, it's me. You're like, Tommy, my favorite grandson, is that you? Like, yes, Grandma, I was surfing in Mexico, and I got arrested. I got in a fight. Now I'm sitting in jail. Get me out. Help me, Grandma. Don't tell my parents about it. I'll be in so much trouble. They get the officer on the phone call claiming to be an officer saying, okay, if you don't pay the $2,500 bail right now, okay, Tommy's going to spend the weekend in jail, right? And you're like, okay, we can take payment over the phone. Give me your debit card number, credit card number, your checking account. Okay, go buy some gift cards. But you need to do this now. They are trying to create a sense of urgency. They are trying to make you rush. They are trying to make sure, play on your sympathies for your grandson. Remember, stop, look, and think. Collect their information. And say, oh, thank you so much, officer. Can I get all your information? Let me go ahead and get changed, and then let me call you back. And then what do? You call Tommy on his real phone. He shouldn't answer if he's sitting in jail in Mexico, right? His parents, his friends, everybody and anybody to confirm, could this be real, right? And remember, they've also been on your social media accounts. They know that you have a grandson named Tommy. They look at Tommy's social media accounts and know that he likes to surf in Mexico, right? They're getting all this information. They're researching you before they make some of these targeted calls. Again, do not respond to any of these attempts by scammers to contact you. Cyber safety. What can you do? Here's some things that you can do. Passwords. Unique passwords. Longer the better. You don't have to change your passwords every 3 months, like in the past. What they want you to do is have a unique password for each account. What does that mean? Doesn't mean the street you lived on. It doesn't mean your favorite cat, okay? It shouldn't have those names in there. The longer the better. It should maybe consider a paraphrase. The sky is blue and gray. And add some numbers, okay? Characters, things like that. A paraphrase, right? So pink pants are in fashion this season, right? Things, paraphrases, something, longer, but something unique to you. So you need to change your password if you think your password in any way has been compromised. You need to change your password if you don't feel like it's a good password. But if you know you have a good, unique password that you feel safe with, then you don't have to change it every 90 days. Two-step verification and multi-factor authentication. Another process, second step. So after you enter your password, even Google does it to get into your email account. Put in your password. You get a thing that says, a pop-up that says, okay, we're going to send you a special code. Do you want to text it to you on your cell phone? Do you want it emailed to you? Do you want us to call you? Just another way for these businesses, institutions to confirm that it really is you. At least, if they just hacked into your account and they just got a password, but they can't get into your email account because it's got a separate password. They don't have your cell phone, right? So they just want to confirm that it really is you. Social media. Again, limit what you put on social media. If you have 400 friends on Facebook, great for you. Okay, awesome. But then do you know if all those friends that are on Facebook are really your friends? Do you know them all? Right? They could be scammers. So you don't need to post on there information, personal identifying information, obviously, but stuff like, yeah, I'm going to Hawaii tomorrow. I'll be gone for 2 weeks. My pit bull is at doggy daycare. Okay, so no one's going to be home for 2 weeks, right? No, you don't need to post that kind of information, making you more susceptible to fraud, to robbery, scams, right? So what can you do? Let's see. Never give your personal information unless you know who's on the other end of the call. Don't return phone calls, right, to the number that's left on the voicemail or answering machine. You want to confirm that it's a real number by going to the source. You can look it up on Google, okay, look it up on the back of your debit card if you're calling your bank. And if you happen to get on a phone call with an unsolicited caller, right, someone trying to be really nice and really smooth, okay, say no and hang up that phone. Government agencies do not call you. Remember that. It's hard to get them to call you when you want them to call you back. So remember, they do not call you. Don't click on links sent via email or text. Bypass using your PIN number when you make your debit card purchases. Just press enter. Let's see. Oh, use your anti-fraud gel pen for check writers. Who writes a check? Anybody? Once a month, I write a check, right? There's that one business that, I have to mail a check off to. The pens that are in your bag, okay, are anti-fraud gel pens. Mail fraud is huge, millions of dollars. Okay? These scammers are doing, stealing by stealing mail out of those blue boxes. They fish out a check. They use a special solution to wash off the ink to the pay to the order and the dollar amount. And they're putting it to cash, depositing into a fake account that they've set up through the ATM machine. So instead of the $50 check that you wrote it out for, now it's $800. They're withdrawing the money out of that account. I mean, yes, the bank is going to hold maybe $200 of it, but they'll probably release $600 to them right then and there, right? So before the bank realizes the check's been altered with, before you ever realize your check payment for $50 never got there, these scammers are stealing millions of dollars. So that pen is not the pen you're going to put in your junk drawer with the rest of your pens, but it's a pen you keep with your checkbook because it's an anti-fraud gel pen. If you write checks with it and it gets stolen, they can't wash off the ink because we use a special solution for those pens. Monitor and freeze your credit. If you're done accessing credit, you're not buying a house, okay? You're not renting a new place. You're not buying a new car. You're not helping Tommy, with the down payment on your favorite grandson get a new car. You're done. Then you should consider freezing your credit. With all three of the credit reporting agencies, you need to do it with all three of them. It's free. And all it does is it freezes it so that you cannot open up any new credit, but then neither can the scammers. The open accounts that you have, it doesn't mean you can't use them. If you've got a Macy's credit card, you still have to pay those bills on time. All it just means you cannot apply for new credit, and neither can the scammers. Okay, so you are going to call all three of the credit reporting agencies. You can do it online as well, but I know some of our seniors like to do it over the phone. But the phone numbers are listed in my book, Protect Yourself from Fraud. Okay? The reason you want to also consider freezing credit is because it also, you want to pull your credit. You want to look at your credit report at least once a year is because it'll show you the first signs of identity theft. You can see it on there. If they're opening up a Target account in Texas, you've never been to Texas, that's a problem, right? Somebody's got your information. Do not send money via gift card. We say it. Everybody should know, but people still do it. If somebody says, go buy gift cards at Walmart, Target, okay, and give me the number on the back, that's probably a scam. Okay, people still fall for it. If somebody asks you to wire money, that's probably a scam. It's somebody you don't know. How about if they tell you now to go to that ATM machine at Arco or 7-Eleven, because there's now a cryptocurrency, you can buy Bitcoin, deposit money there, buy Bitcoin and transfer that. It's probably a scam, right? Unless it's from somebody you know. And again, if you get that random email from a friend, long lost friend, okay, old neighbor maybe moved away a year ago, and they're emailing you saying, oh, I'm here and I lost my wallet. I need help. Send me a gift card, wire transfer money to me, right? No. Stop, look, and think. You're going to call her on the phone. You're going to talk to a live person, right? Your friend, make sure before you do any of those things. All right, so if you need help from our agency, whether you check the license of somebody, whether you need to submit a complaint, whether maybe somebody's talking to you about a new investment idea, somebody's trying to sell you something, you want to go ahead and give us a call. Make sure you verify that it's not a scam, right? Our telephone number and our website, again, is on your bags and all the brochures. This you want to take a picture of. Get your cell phones out and take a picture of this site. Report scams and robocalls and emails, right? Huh? No, I want you to take a picture. Yeah, I'm not asking you to click on any links. I just want you to have these links available because these are new and not in my books, right? So this is the only information, the links that I can give it to you here. Report fraud and spam attempts to the FTC. Report robocalls to the FCC. Okay? All right. So Thank you very much for your time today and for being here today so that you can learn. Again, don't keep this information to yourself. Go ahead and share it with your friends, family. When you're out to lunch, talk about the scams and say, hey, have you heard about this? Hey, what do you think about this, right? That's how we inform ourselves, and that's how we learn, and we become empowered.